right, are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are ready for this because this is going to blow your mind.
That dude in the hairpiece the whole time, that was Bruce Willis.
That's a little tired there, man.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm done.
Drop the mic.
Leave it on a high note.
Welcome to Season 4, Episode 2. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Tim Burton, the one and only.
The one and only.
Under 30.
You know, a lot of people shit on Danny Elfman as a composer.
Oh, no.
But I like his stuff.
Unmistakable. Are you really texting right now?
No, my grandma was trying to call me.
Answer it.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put her
I
on.
just silenced her.
Let's talk. No, talk to Grandma. Come on.
Does Grandma know Tim Burton?
She needs to call my wife.
So, like I said, welcome to Season 2 of Episode 4. In this episode, we're
Yeah.
going to be talking about Tim Burton.
Which I was thinking, not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. Is this the first time we've showcased a filmmaker?
Oh, it might be that we
Yeah.
just talk about just the just the filmmaker himself. It might be, which is actually kind of fitting because there's a lot of our favorite movies, especially we talked in the last episode about.
We did.
You know, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, it's that time of year.
And it's that time of year.
Yeah.
You know, going back, so I did a little bit of research on Mr. Burton, and you know, he was a animator for Disney.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and you see it in I think his last work with Disney was The Black Cauldron.
Well,
And if you see that, you can see a lot of his style
Right.
in that animation.
Right.
Yeah.
well, that's where you get the tie with Disney when he made Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
And you can see a lot of his works, like Jack Skellington shows up in the movie Beetlejuice.
He does. He also shows up in James and the Giant Peach.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, okay, so he shows
that was
up
Tim
in
Burton.
he shows up in several movies.
Yeah.
Yes,
Did you just
that's
have a
the word.
revelation?
Yeah, I did.
So, you see a Jack Skellington, at least like figure or looking like skull or something like that in these movies that we're talking about. Where, however, in James and the Giant Peach, Jack Skellington actually shows up like as a character.
Yeah, he's the captain on that ghost ship.
The ghost ship, yep. And they don't say that it's Jack Skellington. I actually saw something that tried to tie that in. There was a theory that Jack Skellington is actually like the ghost of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that James and the Giant Peach takes place in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, maybe.
Yeah.
possible.
Maybe.
It's just like the correlation between Frankenweenie, A Corpse Bride.
Yeah, you're boring me. No, I'm just
and
kidding.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
So the boy in Frankenweenie grows up to be the guy, which even though the timelines are all
Yeah,
different.
that's the problem I have with that
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah.
That Victor from Frankenweenie is the Victor from Corpse Bride and then dies and becomes Jack.
Jack Skellington. Yeah.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
It doesn't because
Like, the timeline does not support that at all.
yeah, because let's see, Frankenweenie was 50s.
Yeah.
The Corpse Bride was basically anywhere like the 1700s.
Yeah.
1800s maybe.
Let's talk about Frankenweenie for a second, and we'll get to the actual like animated Frankenweenie. But what I want to bring up, I think a lot of people don't realize, is that was originally a short film that he made, and it was live action.
Yeah.
And the parents were played by Daniel Stern and Shelley Duvall. No, Shelley Long? Which one's which?
Duvall is the one from The Shining.
Okay, then Shelley
Right.
Duvall.
Okay.
Yes. Shelley Long was the one from Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall and Daniel Stern play the parents in the original Frankenweenie live-action short.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, another interesting tidbit that I did not know was Tim Burton's breakout director. Was that Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Was it? Was that his first
Really?
directorial?
I think it might have
Yeah.
been.
One of my favorite Tim Burton movies for sure. What was it? 84?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Yeah.
I think so. Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You
it
can
had
see-
to be later, right?
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, let me look it up.
Why don't you look it up?
When did Flintstones come out?
That was not Tim Burton.
I know that. It was around the same time. wasn't it? I
Flintstones
thought
was
that
like
was
the
the same
90s,
time.
early 90s.
With John Goodman. I thought that was around the same time.
Well-
Maybe I just watched them around the same time.
Right.
So,
1985 for Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
and that was
Wow.
his first. That was the first thing he directed.
I'm gonna check.
I believe you.
Matt, look.
It seems like I don't believe.
Matt,
you,
look up
'cause
Flintstones.
with the movie.
Yeah.
Was that 90?
It was 90s. I'm gonna say 94.
Okay.
96. I don't know. I'm just throwing a fucking.
Flintstones. 1994. The live action Flintstones with John Goodman.
Yeah,
and,
I was 3. I remember all that.
yeah, I grew up watching that one too. I liked that one.
I was correct.
Yeah, that was his first
one.
directorial.
Yes.
Well, then what a fucking place to start.
It goes
Right.
and dude, like you're gonna shit when you see like it go. He goes from hit to hit to hit.
It was just a.
He was on a fucking roll.
He was
man.
alive in the late 80s
Yeah.
to early 90s, dude. Like,
So
yeah, it was.
Pee-wee's
fucking
Big
nuts.
Adventure in 85.
Yep.
Beetlejuice in 88.
Yep.
Batman in 89.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands in 90.
Scissorhands.
Batman Returns in 92.
Uh-huh.
Nightmare Before Christmas in 93. Ed Wood in 94.
Oh, yeah.
Mars Attacks,
Mars Attacks.
96.
Yes.
Sleepy Hollow in 99.
great.
I think I knew this, and I didn't know this. Planet of the Apes in 2001.
Yeah.
And Helena Bonham Carter was
Yes.
like the...
That's the one with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti in the role he was born to play, an orangutan.
Yeah. Another movie that's near and dear to my heart, and I've only been able to watch it once. Big Fish.
Big Fish is one of my
I
favorites.
can only watch it
great
once.
We'll
It
get into that,
hit
too.
me too hard. It was like I watched it like
At
a
the
year
end?
after my mom died.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a
Yeah.
good
Well,
movie.
let's start.
It's one of my favorite books and movies.
Let's
I
start.
mean, he
yeah,
goes-
easily.
Dark Shadows, Miss Peregrine's Home for Precarious, Dumbo, Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice. So he was a producer for Cabin Boy,
Yeah.
which is a good movie actually, and
He's
I could
working
see
on a lot of
his
stuff.
I could see his like effect on that.
Yeah.
Cabin Boy, what's Cabin Boy?
It's got what's that guy's? What's the main character? What's that actor's name? He was in
Adam Sandler? No, that's Canteen Boy.
no.
You guys remember Canteen Boy? The
Oh, yeah,
Chris
yeah,
Elliott.
yeah.
SNL skit? Yeah.
Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott was we were just talking about him. That's the take my strong hand.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's Chris Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Elliott is easily one of the most underrated comedic actors.
Yeah.
In my mind.
He's in everything.
And it's funny that we brought up that specific character, the Scary Movie 2, because another one of the most underrated comedic actors, again in my mind, is David Cross.
Yeah.
And those two together in that movie were there, and I'm pretty sure, I think I read this, that it wasn't scripted. That was them like riffing, like the whole scene where they're going back and forth.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like,
Resin each
he's
other
like,
about,
yeah, and he's like,
away.
let's give him a hand. Let's give him. I'm gonna be the bigger man now and walk away. Yeah,
Yeah.
Walk
Why don't you
away.
give me a standing ovation?
Yeah. And that was just, dude, those two guys, like, say what you want. I mean, the first Scary Movie's hilarious. The second one's got to be the best, though, because of those two and Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
how do you
right.
be? I don't care who else is in that fucking movie. Dude.
Look what I'm picking up. What is it? Boobies?
Yeah.
Is it better?
So getting back to it, did you guys ever watch the Beetlejuice cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yes.
That was my
that
jam
on
back in the
Nickelodeon?
day. Yeah,
On Nickelodeon,
Yeah, it was my jam back in the day. Now I tried to go back and watch it because it's streaming on
I don't. Did Tim
Amazon
Burton have any real like influence on that?
Yeah, he did actually.
Did he work on that one?
Yeah, I was just looking it up. Let me see here.
Well, yeah, he owns it.
I mean, other than like actually, like I don't know if he
was
like a producer.
He's
or-
executive producer
He's executive producer. Perfect.
and also a developer.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about this? Let's throw this question out there. What is your favorite Tim Burton movie? Can only pick one. I'm only allowing you one.
Batman.
Ooh.
Who just said that?
Me.
One or two.
The first one.
The first one.
Okay.
Fuck.
How about you?
God, that's
It's
fucking
hard,
tough,
dude.
Casey.
man.
Casey's thinking so hard he grew a mustache.
I'll say this: I don't like the fact that he did Dumbo because Dumbo was my favorite
yeah.
Disney
I
movie,
still
and I
haven't-
don't want to watch.
Have you watched it?
No.
I still
live
haven't watched
action
that one.
Yeah,
The live action. I still have not
No.
watched that one.
Yeah, I have not. I refuse to.
but don't like the Disney Dumbo
Yeah.
as a kid. I
That
loved
was your
it.
favorite.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
I'm
want it
gonna throw you.
ruined.
I'm gonna throw everybody for a loop, and I'm gonna say Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
yeah,
That's
that's a
not
good
a
one.
loop. That's a great movie.
Yeah,
It's not a great movie, but it's good.
Oh, it's a great movie.
It's a yeah. What's wrong
It's
with
a
that?
great movie.
It's
That's-
weird.
that's the landing
That's
part
not
of the
the
log flume where you're just
the
like,
fucking
that's
point
no
of the
loop.
movie.
Yeah,
The
that's
point of the movie was fucking weird.
it is
Yeah.
weird.
And was
Everything
that
he does is weird.
was that
Nate-
Johnny Depp's debut?
One of my
feature film
most
debut?
favorite.
No.
He was in Nightmare
He was
on Elm Street before
yeah,
that,
Elm Street.
Oh,
and
okay.
and
He
21
also-
Jump Street.
I was gonna say he was on
That was TV.
show.
21 Jump Street was TV.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
talking
Oh,
about
you said
movies.
film debut.
Yeah,
Was
Debut.
was Crybaby before or after?
Oh, that was after.
That was after. Okay.
Crybaby's a good.
Oh, he was
film.
in. Wasn't he in Eating Gilbert? What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, that was also
Yeah,
after, I
that's-
believe.
Yeah.
that was
Okay,
after.
okay.
I would
think so.
Okay, it would have to be a tie between A Nightmare Before Christmas and Batman 2.
Batman 2 was good. I just watched something on
Like Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh, I just watched something the other day. They were interviewing Danny DeVito
Yeah.
and like how they came up with like one of the effects
Yeah.
that they did for like when he's eating the fish or whenever he's talking. He's got
Yeah,
that
he's-
ooze.
Yeah.
It's mouthwash, but it's dyed green.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 I could see that. Yeah.
Well, one of you was correct, and it was Greg.
Yeah.
That's the right answer. Batman.
Yeah.
How is it anything other than? I mean, like the man's a genius, and like every movie that we listed, they're all fucking amazing. That is not only the best Tim Burton directed movie, it's probably
Okay.
Michael Keaton's, if not his best, one of his best roles.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And same thing for Jack Nicholson.
And
Yeah.
and
I mean,
funny that
yes.
you bring up.
And not only that,
But we're not going based off the actor. We're going based
but
off the
I'm gonna
movie in
go.
general.
I'm gonna okay. But I'm
I
gonna
will
go.
say I will say what I love about the first one the most
Is the Prince
is the
soundtrack?
whole Prince fucking
I knew you were gonna
soundtrack,
say.
man.
I knew this
The whole
motherfucker was
fucking
gonna
Prince
say that.
soundtrack, man.
I knew it.
Party Man
I
in the
knew it.
fucking art gallery.
No, Bat Dance.
Bat Dance.
Bat Dance is
Was
the
it Bat
best.
Dance?
Bat
Yeah,
Dance is
Bat
the
Dance.
best one.
Dude, no, but
That's
I'm
the
talking
one-
about in the movie.
I know.
In the movie when they're fucking.
No, the best Prince song in that movie is Bat Dance. By far.
Yeah. So you're getting back to Johnny Depp's. You were right, Matt. Nightmare on Elm Street, Private Resort, Platoon. I forgot that he was in Platoon. Everybody was in
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Platoon, by
Yeah.
the way.
Who was?
Johnny
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 Depp.
Depp.
Really?
Yeah, he was in Platoon. Along with
I have to go back
along
and
with
watch
the guy who was in The Lighthouse.
Which Willem Dafoe?
Defoe is in it.
Yeah.
that. Foe?
And
In The Lighthouse and Robert
yeah.
Pattinson.
No, yeah. So Defoe was in Platoon.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I don't think Robert Pattinson was in
No,
Platoon.
he was too young. Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
Who played forget his name. Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Mm.
Let's stop there. Let's tie that in. Lawrence Fishburne. What was one of his first roles? Do you remember? It was a television role.
I don't.
He played Cowboy Curtis
Yes,
on Pee-wee's
on Pee-wee's
Yes.
Playhouse. Right.
Oh wow.
Who?
Yes.
Who? That went on to have two feature films.
Yeah.
I don't know if the second one. I don't think the second
Three.
one. Was it 3?
3.
But
Because there's a Netflix
Burton
movie
didn't
too.
direct 2 or 3, right?
No.
He was
Yeah,
just the first one.
The first
Okay, we're at 3, 2 or 3 degrees, like a few more, and we get to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon. We can get there somewhere.
Now, coming back to Michael Keaton, people thought Tim Burton was nuts to cast Michael Keaton as Batman.
As Bruce Wayne / Batman.
Yes, because he's a comedic actor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He had never really
yeah.
been in like a serious movie before, right? And they were like, "No, you're crazy." And Tim Burton's like, "No," and like he insisted on having Keaton as Batman.
He made the right move. That was
He totally made the right
Well,
move.
do
Like,
you
how
know-
genius
do you
is that?
know who else auditioned to be Batman?
At that time, no.
Tom
think I
Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he would have been great in that too, though.
I don't know. I think Keaton.
I mean,
would
you don't
definitely
need
do
it.
it better.
Would've, but I just don't see.
Okay, but yeah.
I just can't see Tom Hanks in that
You want to
role.
get nuts?
Well,
Let's get nuts.
Well,
Yeah.
he even said he did he had an interview and like they were saying, oh, like I heard you were you could have been Batman. He goes, yeah, but I didn't think it. Could you just imagine? Could you just imagine like that scene where the guy's hanging upside down? He says, who are you? And he grabs him by the head and he says, and Tim Burton, he said, well, I'd have to look at Tim Burton because I'd probably laugh and go, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
And it's Tom Hanks.
Because like Tom Hanks can't, he just can't
Voice.
get voice.
Yeah. So,
Well, let's go back to Pee-wee's Big Adventure
yeah.
directorial debut.
It wasn't that big.
We've all seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was probably my first movie that I saw by Tim Burton.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
me too. Yeah, definitely.
And not knowing it was Tim Burton.
I saw
Right,
that
right.
movie and have never seen like the Pee Wee Herman show.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Never.
I saw the
I watched
movie.
that
I can't
movie
remember
and then
which.
found out that there was a show. Because, I mean, I was little.
Oh, maybe. Now I don't remember.
I was real little.
In what order I had seen, like if it was Playhouse or Big
Well,
Adventure.
how long did Playhouse, the TV show, run?
5 years?
Yeah, I
6
think
years,
that's right.
something Like that?
Yeah.
But was that into
Well,
the
if it came
90s?
out
Did
in
it?
86 then, and it came out in, that would have been like 91 or 2. Shit, I was born.
Because I was born in '85, so I want to say I watched the show if it was still being aired,
Yeah.
and then
Bunch of old
when I got
guys.
older, like, oh, there's the movie.
So it was from 1986 to 1991.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay, 5 years.
It stopped when I was
No,
born.
so I'm sorry, 1990.
Oh, before I was
years.
born.
Yeah, and then it went into reruns in 1991.
Okay.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
I would've
grew
watched
up
the
watching
show.
reruns for sure.
I was
Yeah.
born in 91, so.
A comedic masterpiece, probably. I mean, it's on my top movie list somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Big Adventure?
Yeah, dude. Like,
You know what, though? I like Pee-wee's Big
Big Top.
That's out of the two. That's probably my
You
favorite.
like that better?
I mean,
with
Chris
with
Christopherson kills
R.I.P.
it,
R.I.P. Chris
Right.
Christopherson,
Right.
the late Chris Christopherson.
and it's just a magical movie.
Yeah.
It's just
It
a
is a good-
magical
it is a good
movie, you know,
Never
like
seen
with the wieners, he's got like a wiener tree.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
You haven't seen that? You haven't
No.
seen the movie? Yeah.
I've seen Adventure. The only thing I can remember really from Adventure is the scene where he gets in that truck with that
With Large Marge.
Large Marge.
Okay,
yeah.
so there,
It
that's
was-
how you know that that's a Tim Burton movie, because
Yeah.
when she like
Yes.
goes
When
ghost
she looks-
mode,
when she looks at him, and makes that fucking scary ass
That-
face.
that's all Tim
Play-Doh,
Burton.
Yeah.
all Tim Burton.
Oh, are you flipped around
No.
again?
Mm-hmm.
Greg says yes.
I think it might be.
Who did it?
That's what. Here,
Who did it?
hold my beer. No, you gotta pinch the clips.
Oh, I gotta pinch that clip.
Look, pull it up. You could tell. Does that say back? Yeah.
Yep.
We fixed it.
Yeah, I was wondering because I
How
was
did
like,
that change?
see, that's so much
didn't
better.
notice that.
Yeah.
I was bumping you up in
Do you
volume.
need to turn him down a little?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it
Okay.
down a little bit.
Because
me
he's
up.
already loud enough as it is.
Turn me up.
Good call, Greg.
Good call,
Greg's
Greg.
keeping us on.
Well, how was I?
Well,
This
you,
is-
sound, you
we don't-
sounded different. You could,
Okay, but last episode.
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
and
how
everything
that-
we got
moved
up and-
around
yeah,
since
when we
then.
yeah.
We were here doing work before you guys got here.
Work. What work?
What do you mean what work? We moved everything around. We cleaned out the fucking.
He was saying between the last episode
Oh,
we recorded.
yeah.
Something
you were just
changed.
talking louder,
Something
or you
changed.
moved something around.
So there's
Maybe it's the mustache,
Maybe it was the
The costume.
the sombrero.
the sombrero.
Projected
It was
voice.
it was catching his voice and pushing it down.
The steak was moving the voice.
It was the worst accident
But you know
I ever seen.
what's crazy is you can look for just about every movie
Yeah.
that Tim Burton's making. You can look at it and tell
Yeah, Tim Burton.
Yeah.
movie.
Tim Burton did it. Now, I think that line gets skewed when we get into like Planet of the Apes because I did not know that was a Tim
Honestly,
Burton movie.
the first Batman, you don't see like his creepy designs and
I think you do.
Second
I think
one,
it's
I
kinda
disagree.
creepy.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
Really?
I
Yeah.
do. In
The whole movie. The
Well,
whole movie
it,
has that kind of dark.
the Gotham
Yeah.
skyline, the that part. Okay. Look at the Batmobile and the wings on the back of the Batmobile.
Yeah.
That's very similar to the wings that Beetlejuice had in the movie.
Okay, I kind of see that.
Like if you go
But
back
'cause,
and
like,
look
when I
at
think about
it,
the second one, like I think about the whole ice palace that fucking Penguin has, and all the different designs. When he goes and visits his mother's and father's grave, and how all the gravestones are all weird, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fence is shaped
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
crazy. Like like the.
But the
actual
first one with like the
surrounding
Christmas
designs.
parade and shit, like
No, that's the second one.
that is the
That's
second
the
one.
second one.
Second one's
that
a
is the
Christmas.
Mhm.
okay.
They do a parade in the first one.
They do the parade.
Yeah.
for the
Okay.
Joker.
If you
For the
look
Joker.
closely, you can see his
Yeah, even
aesthetic
so.
in the first one.
Yeah.
You really can.
So since you brought up the second one, you said his mom and dad and the gravestones and everything. So the Cobblepots in that movie were played by Paul Rubens,
Yep.
who is Pee-wee,
right.
and the mom, his wife, in that was, and I can't remember the character's name, but it was the waitress, the cocktail waitress that he met in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, who had the boyfriend that was
Yeah.
like big scary
Yeah,
dude
the
that
big-
chased him down,
yeah.
and all she wanted to do was go to France, and
Yeah.
it was that actress.
Okay.
That played.
She want to go. She
Yeah.
want to go back to France
Because, well, yeah, maybe she had been, and that was like her.
That's that's her. That's
Because-
where she was from. or
Because at
something.
the end, when he's at the drive-in and he's like, saying hi to all the characters we've met throughout the story
Yeah.
and everything, and
she's in a nice car with
with the French
French
dude,
guy.
and she's and Amy and I quote this all the time because like she'll be like he gives her the candy or whatever, and she's like, "Thank you, Pee-wee, merci beaucoup," and he's like, "Merci, blah, blah," and like just runs away, like, and we like do that every time. We're like, "Merci, blah, blah." Like, yeah, like I said, dude, fucking comedic masterpiece. How is it not, dude? The guy, the chubby dude from Teen Wolf is like his adversary. Yeah.
Dude, didn't he have the fucking
Buxton.
setup? The setup.
Dude, they're like he's
The
in
bath scene.
He's
That bath
he's in the
scene,
he's
yeah,
in the
it's
bath.
epic.
with the
It's a
fucking-
swimming pool.
with the boats.
Yeah,
And the warships. And
Yeah.
shit. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that was. You know what? When you look at that scene, it kind of makes me think of Hook.
Yeah.
The bath scene in
Yeah,
Hook on
yeah,
the ship.
yeah.
It looks so much alike.
Yeah, he's in the bath. It was a fucking swimming pool.
Yeah.
Like, dude. So many fun little gags. Like when he shows up at the mansion and he's knocking on the door, and he puts the hand on the door so it keeps knocking, and he
Yeah.
like sneaks into the house. Just stupid little comedy physical gags and
Yeah.
and shit in that movie.
The fucking escaped convict guy.
Oh, dude, I got real mad one night, and I took a knife, and those tags on the mattress that say "Do not remove under penalty of law." I cut one off. And the cop makes him get out of the car. He's like, "Just wanted to see that pretty little outfit." He's like,
The fucking bar scene, the biker
Dude.
scene where he's dancing on the fucking.
let's hear that song, hear Tequila, and,
Right.
and
Not
try,
think of that?
Right.
try not to think of Paul Rubens in white platforms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, which biker was wearing white platform shoes?
Right.
He took it from one of the bikers. How did that dude not get his ass fucking kicked?
Well,
Right.
it was because it was a short guy.
Yeah, and
He
he's
needed the high
standing.
tops.
Yeah, and he's like kind of bummed when he's got to step down.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, dude. A fucking instant classic film. I mean, just oh my god, that and when they do another one of my favorite little gags is at the very end when they're showing the movie about his story, and he gets to play a little bit part in it. He's like the bellhop, but they do the voiceover. So instead of it being his voice, he's talking, and it's like, paging Mr. Herman.
Yeah.
Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk.
The voice does not match over how he's saying it too.
Yeah, he's like, that's fucking hilarious. But you go from there and you get what was next? Beetlejuice?
Yeah. Dude. Classic.
Dude. How do you, when you think of Tim Burton, though, like, that's got to be, first of all, when I think of Tim Burton, I think of black and white vertical stripes.
Right. Right.
Lasso.
Because it's either the suit from Beetlejuice or Jack Skellington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I always think of like my favorite one was it was a sign I saw and it said Tim Burton and it had the cross razor blades from Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
okay.
So that's another one.
That's another one.
That's later on, but Beetlejuice.
That's later on, but yeah. When I think of Beetlejuice and what I love about Michael Keaton for the second one, he said, I want no control. I am here to play my part, just like I was in the first one.
Right, and I don't want any more screen time than
say,
what I had in the first one.
He had two stipulations. One was no more screen time because Beetlejuice in the first movie, even though it's named after him, is in 18 minutes total?
Yes, maybe.
Like something like that. I remember reading, which is one, and we'll get into that because I love that about it. And the other one was that he wanted just as many practical effects. He didn't want to rely only on CGI.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully that kept. Did you watch? Have you seen Beetlejuice?
I have not seen it.
So none of us have seen it, right?
Really
No.
Okay.
kicking for it.
It's
out.
I know. I really want to see it. I was thinking about that, and I was like, God, it kind of fucking sucks that I haven't watched it yet, and we're getting ready to do this episode.
what
But it
sucks
might be
is-
better because now we have no spoilies.
Well, the dad's not in it.
Well, yeah, you know why, right?
Well, he's in prison. Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
child
predator.
pornography.
Little predator.
Yeah, that's Rooney from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Bueller.
Your mustache kind of looks like his too. But.
Does it? Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
Who's the girl in there?
Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
No, she's the mom.
Oh, in the new one, that's Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega.
Yes.
Winona Ryder was
was the daughter
in Beetlejuice. I think that's got to be the first thing I saw her in, right?
Who?
As
Winona Ryder?
As a kid, it had to be.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was either that or Edward Scissorhands.
Well, Edward Scissorhands came next.
Right. I know.
So depending on when you saw it, yeah.
It was one of those two.
Yeah.
That or Heathers.
I don't think I saw that.
You never seen that?
Uh-uh.
Heathers is a wild movie. You gotta watch that one sometime.
Huh.
Definitely. As a kid, I probably saw Home Alone before this, so Catherine O'Hara, I'm sure I had seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Keaton, I don't know if I even recognized him. As a kid, I had seen not Beetlejuice, Batman.
See, I'm trying to remember. So the married couple in the beginning, who is
Alec Baldwin
and
Gina Davis.
Gina Davis.
Okay, Gina Davis. I don't think I've seen her in any other movie.
A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
A League of Their Own. Yeah. Okay. What else?
Thelma and Louise.
Never seen it.
Was she in The Fly?
Ooh, I think she
Was
might have
she?
been.
Was she in The Fly?
I think
She was
so.
in The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
Or was it
Oh,
Arachnophobia?
I will look her up.
with Jeff Daniels?
Was she the girlfriend in The Fly?
No.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd. Or not Dan.
It was Jeff Daniels, wasn't it? And John Goodman?
And John Goodman. Yeah.
Wasn't that Jeff Daniels?
Oh, I don't know.
From Dumb and Dumber?
Well,
I know you know who Jeff Daniels is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And
She
I
was in
don't-
The Fly. She was in The Fly in 86.
She was in The
Okay.
Fly.
Holy shit.
That was her.
Man, maybe I've seen more movies with her and just don't remember.
Yeah, we've definitely seen Beetlejuice. But see, okay, so that's the thing, is this whole story of Beetlejuice, and you gotta love this, man. The whole story is...
She was also in Knight Rider.
Was she really?
Wow.
Wow.
I don't... Like the TV show?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Lee Daniel was the voice of Kit. That's Wasn't that his name? Lee Daniel?
Wasn't there-
William
didn't
Daniel.
Didn't they make a movie?
William Daniel. The guy that
What-
played Mr. Feeney.
Yeah, Mr. Feeney. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was the
Kit.
voice of Kit.
That's right.
But so Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
This whole story, you mentioned the married couple. So
The married
it's
couple.
Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin. And they
Yep.
get their dream house and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And then, of course,
Whoa,
they
whoa,
get in
whoa.
this.
They've had the dream house.
Well,
Someone's trying to take it away.
they're making their dream life
Yes.
together. And
they
they
say
get.
that you must have a baby. This house was too big for you.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'd beat the shit
That's
out of them.
right. I forgot about that.
A woman
So-
stalking their house, trying to sell their
Right. Trying
fucking
house out from
Like,
what? Yeah.
bitch, get away from my house.
They get in this accident, end up in the land of
Hey,
the
talk about a shitty dog.
They're in limbo,
Yeah.
right? Technically,
Like
they'd be in limbo.
purgatory,
Yeah,
yeah,
purgatory, yeah.
yeah.
they
their own
come
house.
back and there's like they're outside of like space and time essentially, right? Because when they come back, it's months later.
Right.
Yeah.
These people have moved in. Catherine O'Hara is this eccentric artist type.
Yeah. Weirdo.
Yeah.
She's got an assistant, Ortho, which I forget that actor's
Oh
name.
yeah.
Ortho.
You know what I always think
Who
about?
played in
He-
Seinfeld?
He passed away.
Yes.
He
a
did
couple
pass
years
away.
ago.
He's
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
I always think about he was in Seinfeld. He was also in Fresh Prince. There was a Halloween episode. He
Oh,
was like
really?
a fortune teller.
So
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
he
Vaguely, but yeah.
he
yeah.
shows up in Planet of the Apes again. He
Yes,
is
he
the
does.
orangutan, and
He's
I'm
the
like,
orangutan.
wait a minute, I know that guy's voice
Yeah.
because you just see his
Well,
voice.
Paul Giamatti was an orangutan too.
Yes.
Oh, but he was the big. He was like
the orangutan.
He was
Yeah,
the
he was the big
orangutan.
one.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti was an orangutan too.
We're all orangutans
We're all orangutans.
deep down inside.
Screw that. I'm a chimp.
But
No chump.
again,
That too.
when we get into this, like I said, the whole movie's named after Beetlejuice.
Glenn Shaddix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when does Beetlejuice actually first show up? It's like halfway through the fucking movie, dude.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And when he first shows up, in like
Damn.
What?
He's been dead 14 years, 15
Yeah,
years.
he died a while ago.
Who? Glenn Shaddix.
Oh.
Jeffrey Jones' career,
Wow.
it's been about that long. But dude, and the thing is, like, everyone in that movie, like, they carry that movie.
Oh yeah.
Like you're into this story. You're not wondering, like, you might be in the back of your mind thinking like, well, maybe Beetlejuice is going to show up soon. But you're not wondering like, when is this guy showing up? Like, you're enthralled with this movie,
Right.
with this story. It's going along just fine. And then he shows up and you're like, oh man, it just amplifies everything, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and
When's
his
the last time you
performance.
watched
Beetlejuice?
Yeah. When's the last time you watched the original?
At least once a year.
Last year. Yeah.
As I
How
say,
many
it's
times-
been a
how many-
while.
How many times have you watched it and like seen things that you didn't see as you were like younger? It's
Oh, I do that with most movies all the time.
I was gonna say
So,
movies I watched
I'm
repeatedly.
consistently
last time-
looking for new
the
things.
last time I watched Beetlejuice, the first thing that popped in my mind was, what a piece of shit that dog was on the bridge. They fucking did everything they could to not hit
Yeah,
that fucking dog, and that dog, they held their lives in their hand while that fucking dog standing on the fucking piece of wood. He's like, "Fuck you guys."
I think that's a testament to like no good deed goes unpunished
Yeah.
kind of thing
But
because
not only
they
that
did.
is, someone
shoulda
was
let
also
me
saying-
mash it. It was just a
someone was
dumbass
saying, like,
squirrel.
there's conspiracy that the dog was Beetlejuice.
Oh, see, you could see that. I could see that.
Like
Dun,
possessed.
dun,
Yeah,
dun.
possessed
Yeah.
the dog because he wanted someone to work for.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to get work.
Because they got the book, but then they also got his, was it his card or something?
Yeah.
What was it that they
No,
found
it
out
wasn't.
about
It was just
Beetlejuice?
like an ad.
Yeah.
Oh,
or
it was
something.
the ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because they kept mispronouncing it so even though the title of the film is
It's
spelled
juice. Yeah. It's
Beetlejuice,
Geis.
it's the way it's spelled it's spelled Guese.
Right, right.
And she keeps pronouncing it Beetlegeist.
Yeah.
And so that's why they don't summon him, because she reads it, but she's reading it wrong,
Right.
mispronouncing it. When in actuality, it's Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But dude, he doesn't even get summoned, even whenever he's around. Like, he's hanging out, like he's in the model of the,
Right.
when he's like, he kicks over the thing, nice fucking model, yeah. Like,
And that was unscripted.
yeah. Oh, dude, he's one of those, like, you don't see it in him, but like, you could probably just put him in front of a camera, kind of like sort of like Robin Williams in that sense, where it's just like, dude, just let him fucking go.
Yeah, because
Like-
he was supposed to kick the tree, and the tree was supposed to shake.
Yeah.
But it fell down, and he scripted that.
Yeah.
Nice fucking model.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I love about the character is exactly what you just were mentioning about like that theory of like him needing someone to work for and things like that. He's just a businessman.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
He's
like
just a businessman.
he's you know, he seems so if you put him on like
He's a businessman to try to get back to life.
yeah, if you put him on like a character alignment, like you might think he seems chaotic. I don't really think he is. I think he's sort of true neutral. He's not good, he's not bad. He's a little lawful, a little chaotic.
He's self-indulgent. Anything he's not good or bad. He's just.
But do you think he's chaotic or more chaotic or lawful or neutral?
I think he just wants what he wants.
Yeah, he just. Yeah, he's
I think
self-indulgent.
he's a true neutral.
Yeah.
I really do. And I love that about him.
Yeah.
Even though he seems larger than life, which I think he is larger than life, that might make him seem chaotic, but he's not.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
for the most part.
And they make him dumb, but actually he's not really dumb at all.
He's not. No, he's.
No.
That's what I mean.
He's like thinking like 3-4 moves ahead.
He is
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Except for those dune snakes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sandworms.
sandworms.
Sandworms, that's what they were.
You hate them, right?
I hate him. So moving on, Batman.
Batman.
We've kind of already got into that, but in my opinion, the best Batman.
I was gonna say not only
Best
is
Batman movie, but Michael Keaton is the best Batman.
not only is
Yeah.
it my favorite Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
Not only do I think it's the best Batman movie, I go so far as to say I think that is the greatest comic book adaptation film
Yeah.
Yes.
to date. Hands down.
I agree with
It
it.
has to be. It's so perfect.
I agree.
It's so perfect. It's everything you want from Batman. It's dark and gritty. It's a little comical at times with the Joker and things like that.
See, I think
which reminds you that this was a comic book adaptation.
See, I mean, I'm biased. I think Val Kilmer was the best Batman.
I didn't say
I don't
Keaton was
think
the
it's
best
Bat-
Batman.
Oh, Michael Keaton's the best. Oh,
I didn't say that.
Michael
He said
Keaton's the best
I
Batman.
agree.
I said that is the best Batman movie. I said this is the best comic book.
What about Ben Affleck
Adaptation.
and nipple Batman?
That's
George Clooney?
Or George
Don't
Clooney,
You dare
yeah.
get
George Clooney.
that confused.
Yeah.
No, Michael Keaton, I feel like, is the best Batman, and because he
You said Val
plays,
Kilmer.
Oh shit! Goddamn.
Yeah.
Get it
Which
right.
one is it?
Sorry, Val Kilmer. And what I like about Val Kilmer is he actually played a great Batman, but he also played a great Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Because Michael Keaton didn't pull off the whole "I'm rich and cocky" kind of thing.
Not cocky, rich.
But that's
yeah,
Bruce
but-
Wayne. Bruce Wayne is
in a way
rich,
he did
cocky
though.
guy.
In a way he did though.
Eh,
There's subtleties.
maybe in the when he has the party and they're talking about all the masks or all the
Okay, but
armor
that's
and
all you
shit.
need. That's all the exposition you need for Bruce Wayne.
Right.
You don't
Yeah, but-
need a whole lot more than that. And that party specifically, as if there's subtleties in that scene where he goes to like set his glass on the table and it's like on the edge, it's about to fall off, and like Alfred's right there to like scoop it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's a perfect.
Oh, he wasn't gonna put it on the table.
He was
and
like, yeah,
Alfred
he was
fucking
like right
scooped
there,
that
and
shit up.
Alfred's like whoop, and that's that like little things
That's why
like that.
he had to be in multiple.
Those subtleties right there
Which-
are what show
That
you-
actor,
Yeah, Michael Goff.
I think that's right.
Michael Goff,
Best Alfred.
best.
Yeah, well, he did it.
He did
all through.
all-
He did
all
four.
three.
Four.
Oh,
he was.
in,
yeah,
He was in the.
That's
four.
right. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. Only
That was when. That was the one where he's like sick, and
Oh,
his
that's right.
niece
He was
becomes.
sick.
Yep.
His
was
niece
it
comes,
and Michael Caine? Is that
Michael
Yeah.
Caine
Michael
took
no-
over for
the-
the Dark Knight. Yeah.
he was second?
Dude, we've had.
Is there a
some-
different one after that?
Yes.
Oh,
Jeremy
I
Irons.
haven't seen that one.
Jeremy Irons is Alfred in.
the Ben Affleck one.
Yep, he's the
Yeah.
Alfred to Ben Affleck. And
What's the one with Robert Pattinson?
Andy Serkis. The guy that
That's
like Gollum.
right.
That's what I was gonna say. We've had some stellar
We have
Alfreds
Alfred,
over the years.
yeah. The OG is still always the OG though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those kind of things about that scene, like it shows like that kind of shows his rich cockiness of like I could just set this or whatever. Alfred will
'Cause
clean
what
it.
I like
You know what
about-
I mean? It's kind of like you don't need him to be
Yeah.
that person. We just need to see it in the performance.
Because in the second one, what I like about the second one, it felt like more of Tim Burton's style of design.
I
that
think
came
Tim Burton
with
had a
that
little more
one.
creative freedom in the
Yes.
second one
Yeah.
than he did in the
that's what
first
I'm
one.
thinking. That's what I'm
And
trying to
that's
say.
why
I would
it
say you're
comes out.
probably
I think,
You're
'cause,
right.
I mean, we're talking Tim Burton here. We ain't talking about fucking Batman's. His input in the second one had the most creativity
Yeah. Okay.
when it comes to all the surroundings and all of like the little props and stuff.
You've won me over.
Oh no, you could. The first one is a masterpiece, in
Right.
Batman
But no,
itself.
I
The second
agree
one-
with you now
and
with
then-
the Tim
and then,
Burton.
like and then like the whole life around Catwoman.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
And the whole life
was
around
amazing in
around
that.
Penguin, all their like life throw-ins and stuff in that movie, it just had that crazy Tim Burton twist.
You know, I watch that one every year on Christmas.
I was gonna say
Is that
that.
a Christmas
That's more of a
movie?
Christmas movie.
I
Same
s-
with Edward Scissorhands.
I say it's a
That's what I
Christmas
said.
movie.
That's what I said. Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie.
I will go on record now to say yes, that Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
The whole story is propelled by Christmas.
Right.
Die Hard.
It's the fact that the Penguin's parents left him on Christmas.
Yep.
He comes back around Christmas because that's when he wants to be that's when he feels so alone. Like
Yep.
it's all centered around Christmas.
Right.
Yep.
How is it not a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know? Max Shrek.
So what about the first one? What holiday is that one revolving around?
I don't know. Arbor Day.
Mardi Gras because the parade.
Party bra.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Arbor Day.
speaking of Robert Pattinson and The Lighthouse, you guys know Willem Dafoe was high in the running for Joker
Yeah,
in Batman.
he should have got that.
And Batman, the first one?
Yeah, do you know who else was? Robin Williams.
I did know that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did know that.
In the first one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you also know, and not to knock Nicholson, Nicholson had a few stipulations in his contract, and one of them was that he gets top bill over Michael Keaton. That's why if you look at the old cover of Batman, normally you would think Keaton's name would come first because he's the title character, but Nicholson is the first name on the cover, and then Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Whoa.
one of the... Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. One of the, there was something about, I don't remember what happened with Robin Williams. Why he ended up not getting it or taking it, I can't remember what the deal was with that. But yeah, Nicholson, I think one of
He was
his...
too fucking funny.
was that
He didn't bring a serious role to it.
He brought the genie in.
Okay, you can't say that, though. Have you seen him...
Yeah.
Have you seen Robin Williams play serious roles?
I'm just bullshitting. I don't,
Okay, I was gonna say if that's what you think, I'm like I don't
I'm
know,
trying
man.
to think about that. What was that movie?
24-hour photo.
What's the
or something?
one where he's the serial killer?
With Al Pacino,
Yeah.
fuck, it was on the tip of my tongue. It's the one where they're in Alaska
Yeah.
during the solstice. Why can't they? Insomnia.
Yeah.
Insomnia, because Pacino is he's like an FBI agent, right?
Yeah.
And he can't sleep because he's in Alaska during the summer solstice where it's daylight
Daylight most of the time.
most of the day, so he can't fucking sleep. So it's his sleep deprivation is like causing him to like hallucinate, and he can't like properly focus on the case. That's a
And then
great fucking movie.
there was another one where he was like, I thought he was a killer as well, where he was like a photographer.
24-hour photo. That's what you just brought
Yeah.
up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like he works at
That's
like
a weird one. Yeah, he worked at like a Walgreens or whatever.
at like a photo. Yeah.
He developed photos, but he's like stalking.
He's like stalking
Okay,
the family.
so he wasn't a killer.
Yeah.
I thought he was a killer.
I don't remember
He had
exactly.
he had a killer vibe.
Oh, gotcha.
There was something I don't remember what he ended up
And
doing.
then, I mean, hell, Poet Society.
Oh yeah,
God damn.
we go on and on about
We could-
Robin Williams.
Sorry, we're Tom.
So, what was next on the list? Was it Edward Scissorhands?
Edward Scissorhands is
Edward
next,
Scissorhands, probably one of the first Tim Burton movies I remember actually seeing.
Yeah.
Another one, Winona Ryder.
Another Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
She was a young slut.
Vincent
Winona
Price.
surprised.
Doesn't he play the doctor who creates Edward?
Is he really?
Was he?
I will look that up.
Am I wrong?
That's that voiceover guy.
Yeah, he did a lot of voiceover stuff.
St. Louis's own.
St. Louis's own.
Yeah.
Vincent Price. I could be wrong.
You are right. No, you're right. Vincent Price.
Vincent Price plays he creates Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Which also
is
has
that the
a
same
very
guy who-
strong resemblance to the Doctor in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh.
He's got a very strong kind of like resemblance to it. And
Like physical?
a little bit.
You think so?
A little bit.
Wasn't in a
Dr. Finkelstein?
Yeah, Finkelstein.
Yeah. Okay, speaking
Maybe the
of...
demeanor, right?
Maybe.
They kind of had this.
I don't want to jump ahead to Nightmare Before... Well, I'll save it. I'll save it for when we get to that.
I'll save it too.
Edward, have you ever seen the parody film Edward Penis Hands?
Yes, I
You
have.
knew I was going to go to that. We got a hot mic.
We got a hot mic.
Yeah, I've got to
Edward.
to make sure it's loud enough.
No, you're fine.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I wasn't fine.
I can turn you down a little bit.
No, it's
Edward,
okay.
Yeah, Edward Penis Hands.
Edward Penis Hands.
It was a great movie.
I did not watch it, but I have heard of it. Yes, I've
Honestly, you can't even jerk off because you're laughing so much.
where I saw it was, I think it was in E-Bombs World. Remember E-Bombs World?
Nope.
No, Cinemax.
You guys remember E-Bombs World?
No.
Oh, I remember you.
I've heard
You remember
of it,
E-Bombs
but
World?
Mhm.
No.
It was a website where like basically they had
It was pre-YouTube.
a lot of like flash videos and different games. And
Yeah.
It was like everything to keep yourself entertained. And sometimes they just had clips of stuff, and there was like a clip, like somebody put a little compilation clip together from Edward Penis Hands.
Well, that's why, like, my grandparents didn't realize that they were paying for Cinemax, and it was on there one night. I was like, huh, this is a very long film, but all right.
Have you seen any clips or
Have you ever seen
Pictures
the
or-
parodies?
No. No.
I remember one night
Do
we
you
were
watch porn?
No.
scrolling through looking at all the different like porn titles, like the parody titles and stuff.
Kinky
Yeah.
Kong?
Yeah, Kinky Kong. One of them just said The Big Lebowski, a parody.
Right.
Like they didn't even try with that one. Like you could have done so many, like The Big Dickowski or something. You know what I mean? Like
Lord of the Cock Rings?
Harry Twatter.
There
That was from 40-Year-Old Virgin. Harry
there was,
Twatter.
Breaking. It was a Breaking Bad parody. It was called Breaking Boner or something like that.
Yeah.
No. Oh my god.
Star Trek: The Next Boneration.
Oh my god.
So moving on, we
Star
have
Wars.
The Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yes.
Are we
which is
ready?
relevant coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
So since we're on Nightmare Before Christmas, you mentioned the Dr. Finkelstein,
Mhm.
who like creates, he makes creations and stuff. Sally was one of his creations.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I wanted to talk about. As a kid, and even into like young adulthood, I always saw Sally, I just thought that he made her as like a daughter, right?
No.
Probably because he's so controlling, I just assume he seems like a father to her. Until exactly.
He made her as a wife.
To anyone who's not watching and might just be listening to the audio, Greg just made a gesture. Yeah. I didn't realize that until I was probably in my 20s, and I was like, oh, because when he makes another creation, he's like, you'll be an improvement over her, and that's like his wife at the end, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Sally was supposed to be. And then considering the fact that him and Jack are homeboys, he's pretty cool with the fact that
He doesn't know.
well, at the end he does,
How?
because they're together.
No, because at the
Well, he's
end,
gonna
his
find
wife-
out.
Yeah, he's gonna find out because his wife. He created his wife.
Yeah.
Because Jack
So he doesn't
sees that, and then he
he's-
looks to find Sally.
So he's moved. Jack's kind of
He
okay.
moved on to better things.
Jack's a ride or die. Then
Yeah.
that's a good point, dude. Jack made sure he's moved on. Now I can pursue.
Well, Jack's seen her because he was looking for Sally. Seen that the doctor had built a wife
Yeah.
with half his brain, and then looked over and Sally's walking off to that.
Jack's a noble man.
What did I say this?
Yes.
Did you know that
he's
Sally
a
is
true
also
friend.
played by
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while
Oh,
we're on
no
the
shit.
subject, as the taping of this episode,
Yeah.
we have to pay homage to Kenneth Page.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where I was going. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he just passed away less than a
Boogie.
week ago.
Also of St. Louis,
Yeah.
right? Was he from St. Louis?
So yeah, he was St. Louis, Missouri, in 1954.
Yeah.
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 Oogie boogie.
So
Oogie
he did
Boogie.
an awesome oogie boogie.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So there's that.
I was
unfortunately.
I was in a group text with you.
Yeah.
If they recreate A Nightmare Before Christmas and they don't, Photoshop his, or not Photoshop, but put his voice in for the next Oogie Boogie, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll recreate it. Do you? They won't reboot Nightmare Before Christmas.
I don't think they'll reboot it, and if they do that, I don't think that's not Tim Burton style.
I don't think you would.
While we're on
We
the
say that, but
topic
look at Beetlejuice.
of
Yeah, but
of,
that's a sequel, and that's his own thing.
of Ken Page,
Yeah.
he was the King Gator in All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I hear that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, he's had a pretty prolific career.
Oh, let's make music together,
Baby.
He wasn't the voice of Audrey 2 in Little Shop of Horrors, was he?
I don't think so. I don't think that's on
That was
his...
another like
Who
R&B
was the-
singer or something.
Oh, who is the plant?
That's Audrey 2.
Audrey too. Yeah, true.
That's what I just fucking said.
I've barely seen that fucking movie.
Well, it's not a Tim Burton movie. Nightmare Before Christmas was like one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. I loved that fucking movie. I was fascinated by stop motion animation at that time.
Yeah.
I remember watching Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach.
Which honestly, I didn't really even realize that. It took me a long time to realize that was Tim Burton.
Yeah, I don't think he directed that one, but he might have been involved in the production somehow.
He had to.
Yeah, because Jack
Jack
shows up in there. I also liked those old Rankin Bass Christmas movies.
Oh,
too.
those are the
the
jam.
stop motion animation. Just like I don't know what it was. It just fascinated me at that time.
Yeah.
Still does, honestly.
Yeah.
But Nightmare Before Christmas is easily one of my favorites.
Yeah, for sure.
Easily.
All right. So, anything
Mars-
else?
Mars
Mars
Attacks.
Attacks.
Mars Attacks. You guys, have you seen Mars Attacks? Have we all
Yeah.
seen that?
Yeah. It's been a minute, but
Great
I've seen
movie.
it.
You know, I'm actually glad this is the person, like, as far as, like, if we're going to do filmmakers, because Greg doesn't watch a whole lot of movies, and so far Greg has seen every fucking one of these movies. That actually kind of works out. That was, I would have thought that our first filmmaker showcase would have been Spielberg, but
Yeah, have we not done? I mean, God, we could talk. Maybe it was because it was just too much.
Too
that
much.
did
We could do a whole fucking season.
Season
Yeah.
on just, yeah.
that would be a 2, if not 3-parter.
Oh, it'd have to be a 3-part. Easy.
Spielberg, we'll do it. We'll get there. We'll do
I've seen a lot of his movies too.
Most people have, dude. If
Right,
you haven't,
right.
if you haven't seen
one, dear God.
yeah, then you haven't seen a fucking movie.
It's true.
Mars Attacks. Dude, when you talk about a movie, you were talking about Platoon and how everybody's in it.
Right.
Who
That
wasn't?
movie is just jam.
Who was not
packed.
in Mars Attacks? Jack Black is in that movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's funny that you brought that up because I'm actually looking it up right now. And
So-
it's got Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker, Michael J. Fox, Pam Grier, Rod Steiger, Tom Jones, Lucas Haas, Natalie Portman, Jim Brown, Lisa Marie, and Sylvia Sidney, among others.
Did you say Danny DeVito?
Yes.
Yeah. Danny DeVito. Another. There's a lot of Tim Burton movies that have little quotable parts again, and this one cracks me up every time I watch this movie. So you guys know Tom Jones.
Jack Black is Billy Glenn
Yeah. Tom Jones, you know the song It's Not Unusual.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
When Danny DeVito walks up and approaches Tom Jones, he goes, "Hey, Tom Jones, it ain't unusual." It cracks me up every time because just like it's just so Danny DeVito.
Right.
And the fact that he doesn't say it's not unusual, it ain't unusual. Like, I love it every time. Yeah, dude. And do you know why Nicholson played 2 characters in that movie?
You told me this, but I'm not 100% sure.
So Nicholson read the script, and he said, "I love it so much, I wish I could play every character."
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, if you want more than one character, so they gave him the tycoon and the president.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
I forget Jim Brown plays in that movie. He's the
Are you looking
dressed up as a pharaoh? That's right.
Yeah.
I was like sitting. I was like, Jim Brown. What was he? Oh, he was the fucking pharaoh.
Dude, that and what they discovered that like yodeling music kills the bells.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes back. You know, we were talking last week or in the last episode about, you know, when we were doing the Halloween special. We were talking about different horror movies and stuff, and I was talking about those old. You know, the old like sci-fi horror movies and stuff, and that's pretty much, I mean, what this is kind of like a spoof, kind of like a parody in a way of those old. Did you mention Martin Short in that list?
Yeah.
God, you ran through it so fast. I can't remember. Like, he was great in that. Like, God, dude, so many people in that fucking movie. And it's one that I tend to like. I don't want to say forget about, but I don't watch it as much as I watch other Tim Burton films, and it's like I should.
Right.
It's so good every time I watch it.
I might watch
going through his list of movies.
Yeah.
Is Helena Bonham Carter in every fucking movie of his? Because it seems like it.
They were married for a while.
I know they were.
Are they still married?
Let me see.
What was the first movie she was in of his? Corpse Bride?
Edward Penis Hands.
Sweeney Todd.
Corpse Bride was before that.
Let me see here.
Is she a voiceover in that? She did the voice for the bride?
Yeah, that's all you could do.
Oh.
What else would she do in that movie?
Be the girl that
No, you said was she a voice?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Whose voice?
She's the corpse.
Was she the corpse, or was she the girl that he was supposed to marry?
She's the corpse.
Gotcha.
She's the cold, dry hole, not the warm, wet hole.
Really?
Wait for it. I haven't seen that movie.
Corpse Bride.
What the fuck?
It's kind of like a. I don't want to like shit on it because it's not bad, but it's kind of like a.
That's a great movie.
It is a great movie. Okay, but what's better, that or Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, I'm not there for.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, if you
There's not none of those claymations of his were bad. Name one that's bad.
yeah. Have you seen
Wallace and
Have you seen
Gromit?
Frankenweenie?
Have you seen Frankenweenie?
I haven't seen
Have you seen
Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie is really good.
It's really fucking good.
That's really
so
good.
is a Corpse Bride.
You'd like Frankenweenie.
You would like a Corpse
would
Bride.
I?
Yeah.
You would like a Corpse Bride.
I do like. Remember Frank and Beanie Weenies?
Franken
No, I don't.
Franken Beans. God, dude. What? I mean,
Her first role in a movie
yeah.
is, let's see here, A Room with a View,
Room with a
1985.
In any movie, but not his.
Not his.
Oh, in his.
Yeah, when did they first start?
When did they first get at it?
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter.
Let's get at
Planet
it.
of the Apes, 2001.
Ew.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
When did a Corpse Bride?
But they were
Corpse Bride came out in 2005.
2005. So yeah, dude, that
When did
Planet of the
Sweeney Todd come out?
Apes.
That was
later.
later than the Corpse Bride?
Yeah, had to be.
I thought that
Planet of the Apes was so it goes. She has frequently collaborated with director Tim Burton in Planet of the Apes. 2001. Big Fish 2003. Corpse Bride 2005.
Don't do
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 2005.
I didn't like that one.
I didn't either. Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. That was all right. 2007.
Okay,
Dark Shadows.
We're getting into the realm of we're losing Greg.
Yeah.
He's like
You've seen Mars
early.
Attacks.
Greg
I've
hasn't
seen
seen
Mars
anything
Attacks.
past fucking
2000.
2001.
Have you seen Sleepy Hollow?
No.
Oh god.
I think we lost him. I
Yeah.
think we lost him,
All right,
man.
we should wrap this up.
Christina Ricci.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Christina Ricci was in that.
Yeah.
Fine film. I liked Sleepy Hollow.
Me too.
Johnny Depp. Here's my problem with Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. Those early movies were pretty good. Edward Scissorhands is a classic. Sleepy Hollow is pretty good. After that, anytime they get together, it feels like they're so comfortable with each other that they're not challenging each other, and the whole thing becomes a mess.
Which one are you
Like-
talking about?
Well, like Charlie and the Chocolate
Charlie and
Factory
the
for
Chocolate
one.
Factory.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one.
Like, they're not terrible movies, but not
terrible
as
people.
yeah, they're just awful people. Just terrible monsters even. I don't know, man. It just feels like, you get somebody like a Michael Keaton who is going to be like, hey, I want to do things this way. You want to do things this way, something like that.
See, what you're saying is like Tim Burton goes to Johnny Depp and he's like, I think you should do it this way. And Johnny's like, it's like, yeah, let's do it that way.
I don't
Instead
even-
of
You know
putting
what?
their own thing on it, it's like they're just so in tune with each other that
do.
they just.
I think it doesn't even get to that point. I don't think there is any. I think they're so like-minded that it's just he knows immediately this is what Tim Burton wants because it's what I want. And there's no like Johnny Depp. Some of his best work is when he's not working with Tim Burton, and Tim Burton. Some of his best directed movies are when he's not directing Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
That's just the way I see it.
Well, I don't think Tim Burton did that remake of the what's the one with the cowboy and the Indian?
Indian in the cupboard?
No, Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger.
Oh.
He didn't.
He did.
Fucking awful.
That was Gore Verbinski.
That was cool.
That was the
No,
guy.
That was fucking awful.
It was. I didn't think it was
It
awful.
was awful.
With Army Hammer.
He played
you watched
Tonto.
The fucking show. You watched the
That
show.
played Tonto.
Tonto.
You watched
Yeah.
the show, and then you watch that movie, and you're like,
It's
"What
definitely
the
different.
fuck?"
Definitely different.
So,
Sleepy Hollow.
It was great.
yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's nice, dark, like
What's
really
the
what you
actor's
want
name who was supposed to marry the girl, and then he gets his fucking torso
Brom-
completely
Brom-
chopped in half?
Brom Bones. Who plays Brom Bones in that movie?
Yeah.
Who was it? I don't remember. Are you looking it up, Rob?
Yeah. What was it? Sacha Baron Cohen, Timothy Spall, or Alan Rickman? Because that's who's listed on it.
Really?
Well, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Alan Rickman, Timothy Spall, Sacha Baron Cohen, Jamie Campbell Bower as Anthony Hope, a young sailor who accompanied Barbara back to England.
It was
It was Casper
Casper
Van Dien.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Van Dukel. Van Diddy.
Michael Gambon was in that movie. Jeffrey Jones. tons of people.
Casper was in that movie.
Casper. You just brought it up. Yeah, Casper.
So
With
I don't want to
Christina
cut
Ricci.
us off, but you guys, we are coming up on our little time limit.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right.
So Matt, I'm going to start with you. Is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
Yeah, I mean, God, dude, like we could keep going and going. I mean, we have barely scratched the surface. Well, I'm not gonna say that. We got about halfway through
Yeah.
his films, but we are getting to the 2000s, and he did some great movies at that point.
Yeah.
But the classics are kind of what we covered.
Yeah.
I think. And
I didn't get a chance to talk about Big Fish, but like I said, that hits me in a particular spot. And like
Yeah.
the first time I saw it, I was dating Tori, and my mom had just died maybe
Yeah.
within a year,
Yeah.
and
It's a great.
I
family
lost it.
movie.
Like
Yeah.
I just broke down. I think I'd been bottling it all up, and I've been trying to be like tough and not tough, but like suck it up, just get through it. This happens, And then
It's
I
love.
saw that movie,
Yep.
and then I was just like, oh my god, like all of that shit just came back to me all at once, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I can't do this, and I haven't been able to watch it since because I just know what's going to happen.
Oh, I love
Hey,
it.
you want to come over and watch it?
I
Get
love
you out of
it.
your
No,
environment.
I would need Tori to be with me, so like I have she's like my crutch through that, you know.
It's one of
You
my.
want to read the book then? Don't cry, my book.
I was gonna say it's one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book.
You gave me that book.
I probably did.
Yeah, that's why
It's a great book.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite movies, of course. It reminded me of my dad even before he passed away.
Yeah.
And even more so now. But yeah, I can see why.
crazy-
It's definitely a good movie to realize that, hey, even though your parents might not always say the truth, it
There's
means
still
something
some
to you.
truth to
Yeah.
it.
There's still some truth to everything
Yeah,
they say.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that we didn't
They
get.
chose the best actor for that fucking movie, let's say that,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
play
Ewan McGregor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Playing a young dad.
Yeah. He was.
Fucking great.
I love Ewan McGregor. I also love when you fucking
Thanks, I
interrupt
love
me.
you too.
Huh?
Who?
Me.
When?
Shut the fuck up. I am also
Interrupting cow moo.
I'm glad that we didn't get too far into the movies that Greg hasn't seen. I'm glad you could be a part of the conversation.
Right.
You need to watch more movies.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
open your mind.
is that anything
I do
you'd
that
like to add,
plenty.
Matt?
I think that's
You
it,
good?
man. I think
Casey.
Tribute to Paige.
Okay. Greg, what about you, man? Is there you didn't get a whole lot input on this? Anything you'd like to mention that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
No,
No?
we talked about everything I've seen
Okay.
and I like.
All right. Well, guys, without further ado, we're
Oh.
going to wrap it up
Yeah.
on our second
Wrap it
season.
up, B.
that gavel.
Wrap it up.
Wrap that gavel up.
Sounds simple.
You guys tune in next week for season or episode 3, Harry Potter.
Harry Twatter.
Looking
Harry
forward to this.
Potter.
This will be our second installment on the Harry Potter series.
Yes, it will.
I can talk about it all day long.
Yeah.
I love it.
We don't have all day.
So
Yeah.
until then, we'll see you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Tupac lives.
Whoop whoop.